The Vault of Glass. It is one of the Vanguard's greatest triumphs. The destruction of time's conflux. A victory over the Vex collective mind. From deep in that vault, we've received a signal laced with an old Vanguard signature. Vex technology disrupts the weft and weave of time itself. If a Guardian has become lost, unstuck in time, we must return them home.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Destiny.
The message we received was this.
They won't need a small message. The creatures will soon reach the heart of the vault. When they do, they're going to destroy the Vex. Once they take the Vex, they'll come for the light.
That's why you're here.
So immediately you can tell something's not quite right. The Vex are not entirely, you're not doing so hot. So yes, the Taken have infested the Vault of Glass, and it's up to us to once again breach the doors and get ourselves in there. And what's this?
Wait, don't shoot them. They're not in a combat sequence. I think they're waiting for something.
Now you can open fire on them, and they will fire back. But this is much easier. Not to say the other alternative is hard or anything, but you know. So yes, our third venture into the Vault of Glass, and this time the Taken have decided that they wanted the piece of it.
I have no idea where I am. My name is Praedyth, and I was a member of Kabr's fireteam. I just hope someone hears it.
Praedyth. I've heard that name before. Scattered pieces of gear references in the margin of a text. He is real.
Even the Vex inside aren't really on top of their game. They aren't actively trying to kill you. Not that that will stop them from occasionally grazing you with a shot or two, but they aren't actively seeking you out to destroy you, which is weird. Now, I have made a royal mess of this jumping puzzle before, but never quite like this. Of course, I say jumping puzzle. It's not really a puzzle, but you know. But hey, any fall that you can walk away from, right? So we were told they were taken here, but everything seems eerily quiet. Of course, it couldn't stay that way for long. So here we go. More Taken. Gotta kill them all in advance, of course. And this first wave is full of captains, and oh man, I've expressed my dislike for captains in the past, but the captains are joined by goblins, and eventually these guys will be joined by minotaurs, and it's not bad, but it's not as fun as it could be. Actually, I take that back. It's exactly as fun as it should be. As annoying as these guys are, they do make for a fantastic fight. I don't think I mentioned any tactics for fighting the Taken past maybe like the opening couple of videos, but of course, first priority should probably always be on the goblins so that you can take your shots at your own pace or your own timing. So you're not fighting invulnerable things. Vandals, inconsequential. Minotaurs themselves are rather inconsequential until they're up in your face. So really, it's the hierarchy for what you should be aiming for are probably goblins, captains, in this case, centurions, and then anything else. And what the hell was that goblin doing? Look, I know this is the Vault of Glass, but you can't just break reality. Come on now. So the Templar's Well makes for a very... I like it as a combat arena. You've got many different pathways to look down and go through and kind of pick your way through the enemy forces. Not to mention... I didn't say it during the Vault of Glass video, but not to mention how good it is as a boss arena in and of itself. So now we've got Minotaurs spawning in, and yeah, they're gonna be jerks. But thankfully, and I do mean thankfully in this case they're actually surrounded by goblins who want to make them invulnerable. And the only reason this is a good thing is so that you can actually see the pricks. Otherwise, they are completely invisible. There's only a slight shimmer to show you where they might be. And even then, that's not a precise way of tracking them. Of course, you can just throw hammers and hope to get lucky. That's my preferred method, at least. Mostly because I just like throwing hammers. So I think there's one last thing to take care of. Sorry, about 3 then. 4. Whatever. You get the picture. But the fight, not terribly hard. Now, how did he get there? Doesn't matter. And the way is open. Simple enough.
If the Taken are here in the vault, they are at the heart of the Vex collective mind. Imagine the machine planets of the Vex surging with Taken power. This must not be, Guardian.
I don't know why they're ready to speak, now after so long. But if anyone is listening, I came into the vault with 2 others. Kabr was intense sometimes, and Bahanin was always talking to himself. But they don't deserve this. No one does.
I'm tracking the signal. Just a little further.
Alright, next stop on our reunion tour with the Vault of Glass is the Gorgon's Labyrinth. You guys remember this? We got lost a little bit. Now the pathways have been, the pathways down rather, have been choked a bit with some Taken hobgoblins. Past that, it's pretty much the same. And I wasted it there, but I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm using the exotic helmet Imperium Bellicose, which allows me to gently float while I am aiming down the sights. It effectively acts as...
I've lost the signal. Something down here is blocking it.
It effectively acts like a Warlock's Glide, assuming you've jumped about halfway through the jump. and you're going kind of like horizontally. I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but it definitely would have helped if I'd not wasted it on that drop. Also, hello. That's one big ugly. So, more fun, the Blighted Mind. As much as I would like to say otherwise, he is basically just a Hydra.
That's it. That Hydra is causing the block. Take it out or we may never find Praedyth.
There's nothing special about him. Well, that's not true, but we haven't seen it yet. He has no shield revolving around him or anything of that nature. He's basically just a big bad with a lot of health that gets eaten alive by high-powered weaponry. Now, like I said, we haven't seen everything he does, but we will in just a few moments. As soon as we take care of all of these silly little small fry. And basically, it's not too hard to track him down through the Gorgon's Labyrinth. As much of a pain as this area was in the actual Vault of Glass mission itself. Well, that was rude. They despawned and sent their stupid little bolts after me anyway. But yeah, this isn't super hard to track him down. Actually, when you get down to it, the areas are rather linear. And here we see the true gimmick at play. Left to his own devices long enough, Morphon will spawn oracles, which make him immune, and you have to take him out. But again, that's actually just it. They could have done more with this, but oh well.
I think... Yes, we've cleared the Vault of Taken. For the moment, anyway.
I think that's it. They're closing the door. I left. Just remember, tell them I left.
Signal's gone. But I can pinpoint the source. These bones are centuries old. There's a faint echo of light. This was a guardian once. Ikora, I'm sorry we couldn't bring him back.
Do not apologize. Guardian, you have reclaimed his name from oblivion. In a way, he lives again in the Vanguard archives. Kabr and Pahanin, Praedyth, and the Vault of Glass. Because of you, his tale will be told. The search to root out the Taken on Venus has led us to some dark places. None are darker than the heart of the Vex. If my information is correct, the Blight now curls around the heart of their citadel. This must not stand. The assault on the House of Wolves gave us detailed information about the Citadel Spire. By all indications, the heart of the Blight is there, at the top of the tower. Good luck, Guardian. May your path through the darkness lead you to the light.
So, now it's time to end the Taken infestation on Venus itself. Now that we have ended Praedyth's tale. What I am about to do is incredibly reckless, and I do not recommend it. So, that, like I said, that was needlessly reckless of me, and I'm quite honestly shocked that I survived it. Not for their lack of trying, of course.
The roots of the Citadel go deep into the heart of the planet. The spire is the metal trunk of a very, very big tree. Sort of.
All that's left is to climb the tower. And, of course, we aren't going to make it up there without a fight. I didn't actually notice it in the video itself, but there was something that spawned just above me behind me a little bit there. But, well, we're ignoring it. Doesn't matter. This time, I promise, I do actually recognize the fact that I'm being shot at by a hobgoblin. No worries. So I mentioned the deal breaker last video. The only thing I'm not terribly fond of is the incredibly low magazine size on it. But past that, it's a fantastic weapon. And the Gjallarhorn is, of course, also a fantastic weapon.
Remember Skolas? Crazy Kell, Angry Fallen? Can we go back to that? I prefer them to the Taken any day.
And up, up, up we go. Time for another crazy Vex platforming challenge. These are always fun. And I do mean that. I actually really enjoy the platforming challenges in Destiny that I appreciate they include them because of their inclusion of the extra mobility from like a double jumps and such. And remember back to the first episode of The Taken King, where I mentioned that these guys will always spawn when there's a pit around?
They were trying to knock us off that platform. Oh, the Taken really are insufferable.
Yeah. Yeah. Regardless of that, we're reaching the end of this spire. And not too soon. And, of course, at the end, what else would there be but another echo of Oryx? So, there's one thing about the Taken that I don't think I've actually talked about, is that all of their abilities are meant to wear you down. They aren't meant to be this big blast that'll kill you right away. It's meant to be something that's going to start wearing at your defenses, at your shields, at your health. And then at the moment you're not paying attention, that's when something's going to end up killing you. Because you weren't paying attention, you're on low health. Then all of a sudden, say, the Hobgoblin bolts come in and take you out. And that's something interesting that I think I like about the Taken. Whereas the Fallen, the Cabal, they're about their big weapons that will probably one-shot you if you let them. But the Taken? No. The Taken are all about attrition. It kind of fits. So, final fight. This can be a little hairy. Standard rules apply. Take out the little guys first and then move on to the Shade. Or, sorry, the Echo. If you're wondering what that cut was, no, I didn't actually die to the fight. I just ended up jumping off the platform on accident. Whoops. But, as usual, the Echo of Oryx is actually rather a chump once you're focusing exclusively on him. Never let it be said that I'm a quick-scope champion. Ever. Actually, don't say that at all. Please. Anyway, we're done here.
You sent Oryx screaming back to the Ascendant Realm, and still his echoes stain our system. That is why you are here, Guardian. Only you are strong enough to stand against the terrors in the night.
Next up, Mars.